You will look at forgiveness differently by the end of this video. In a dusty village nestled between the arid hills of ancient Israel, a grand house stood at the heart of an expansive olive grove. The house was a bustling hive of activity, tended by a humble patriarch named Eliam and his two sons, Jonah and Micah. Eliam, known throughout the valley for his unwavering patience and wisdom, adored his sons equally, but often marveled at how different they were. Jonah, the elder, was diligent, steadfast, and took pride in his labor. He was committed to the family and was seen as the model son by all who knew him. Micah, on the other hand, was restless and driven by a thirst for adventure and new experiences. His heart longed for the world beyond their small village, filled with dreams not yet realized. One warm afternoon, as golden shafts of sunlight filtered through olive branches, Micah approached Eliam with a bold request. "Father," he said, his voice wavering between resolve and apprehension, "grant me the portion of inheritance that falls to me." Eliam, though heartbroken by Micah's desire to leave, obliged his son's request. Therefore, with heavy chests, Eliam divided his property and granted Micah his share. Soon thereafter, Micah gathered his fortune and left the family home to seek his destiny in distant lands. As weeks turned into months, distant lands transformed from a canvas of opportunity to a realm of ruin. Micah squandered his wealth on lavish living and insincere friendships. Soon he found himself penniless, friendless, and lost in a foreign land crippled by famine. But when reality struck with harsh clarity, Micah found himself tending pigs, wallowing knee-deep in misery. Desolation clung to him like a tattered cloak, and he wept beside the slop, yearning even for the pigs' scraps. It was amongst this filth that a realization pierced his despair. "How many of my father's hired servants have bread enough to spare, and here I perish with hunger," he lamented to himself. Therefore, he decided to return to his father, to beg for forgiveness, humbling himself to a position of servitude. With renewed determination, Micah sought the way home, each step a solemn promise to seek redemption for his missteps. As the final rays of sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of hope, Micah finally arrived at the edge of the village. The day began like any other for Jonah, plowing the fields while pondering his brother's fate. However, a distant figure on the road beckoned him to the realization that his brother had returned. And unbeknownst to Jonah, Eliam, too, had never ceased to vigilantly watch the horizon from the porch. The aged father, upon glimpsing his son in the distance, did what no patriarch of his stature would ever do. He ran. Eliam ran with open arms, his heart brimming with the overwhelming joy and forgiveness that only a father could offer. "Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son." Micah confessed, head bowed in shame, but Eliam embraced him tightly, tears of joyful relief streaming down his cheeks, saying, "Fetch the finest robe and place a ring upon his hand. Slaughter the fattened calf in celebration, for this son of mine was lost and is found." However, as the household erupted into jubilant celebration, Jonah stood apart, awash in confusion and resentment. He approached Eliam with an incredulous heart. "All these years I've toiled for you, never once disobedient, yet you honor this squanderer with celebration?" Jonah questioned, a sting of betrayal in his voice. In gentle wisdom, Eliam replied, "My dear Jonah, you are ever with me, and all I have is yours. But it was right to celebrate, for your brother was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found." Thus, the family was united in an embrace of acceptance and love. The village echoed with the sounds of celebration and laughter. Therefore, Micah found forgiveness and a renewed sense of belonging. Jonah learned the depth of unconditional love, and Eliam's heart swelled in the warmth of a family reunited. Each shared meal, Each day spent together in harmony became a testament to the power of repentance and forgiveness. And so, the story of the prodigal son unfolds, a lesson for the ages, an enduring testament to love's grace. Will you see forgiveness differently now?